So welcome back. We are done with the first point where we created the project. Now let us move to the second step where we will connect and authenticate to the database. So we uh, already have this database created in the Postgre. The database name is training, and this is the same database we are going to use for connecting and authentication. So what I'll do is from the starting I will try to keep the project in a structure. So the first thing I'll do is I'll create a folder called database, and within this database I'll create a file called uh, dbconfig.json. And as we provide a few basic informations for all the database connections, uh, this also is not different. uh, so what we need to provide for the database connection is, the first thing is user name. So the username is postgres. The second is the password. The password for the database is pg password. The third information that we need to give is the host. Host is of course local host. Then we need to provide the port. The database port is 5432, and then we need to tell the database which database we are going to connect. So database is training, we just saw it, and the last is dialect. So dialect is basically we are telling SQLize which database we are connecting, whether it is MySQL or Postgre or whatever it is. Okay, so these are the six basic information that we need for database connection. So we have already defined here. Now we will create another file in the database, dbcon.js, and in this file we will use this configuration. Okay, so let us go to the dbconfig, dbcon file, and we will import that config first. So uh, const dbconfig is require dbconfig. Okay, so whatever we define, we have this here. Now remember we installed SQLize, so we'll import those. uh, const equals to require SQLize. Okay, and here we will take SQLize. Okay, so we imported SQLize, we imported the config file, and in order to connect to the database we need to pass these configuration to this object. So we will create an object called const SQLize small equals to new SQLize, and here we will pass the config file. We could have done in this way also. Here we can pass the JSON, but I like to have it in a different way, a different file separately. So we'll use this db config. Okay, this is done, and if we try to run this, let's see what happens. Okay, instead of I tell you, so we will just execute by saying node, and since this is in the database folder, so we'll say database slash db con. Okay, and see nothing happens. Okay, nothing happens because we are not doing anything. In order to authenticate, we need to write this authentication method. So we will say SQLize dot authenticate. Okay, and then if it succeeds, then we need to write some message that authentication succeeded. So we will say then, and we will say console dot log database authenticated successfully. So if uh, the application is able to connect to the database correctly, it will show this message, else it will go in the cache. So err, and we will print console dot log database authentication failed. Okay, and we can print the error also. Now see, uh, if we run, okay, now if the database connection succeeded, it will show the message. Okay, so let's run this and see, it is showing database authentication successfully. And also this message is to confirm by the SQLite that it went to the Postgre and it was able to do this connection and authenticate. So wow, we have successfully connected and authenticated to the database. Uh, Now in the next step we will see the syncing with the database. So there we will create a schema uh, in the Node.js. Basically we will create models and then we will write the code for syncing. So let's go to the next video. Thank you for watching this.